win over the Jets. Lamar ran for 86 yards on 8 carries last night, which was enough to break Michael Vick's single-season QB rushing record. Lamar's 33 passing touchdowns on the year not only leads the NFL, but also ties the Ravens' single-season franchise record for touchdowns. Baltimore not only clinched the AFC North last night, but can clinch home field throughout the playoffs as soon as this weekend if Kansas City and New England both lose. So, Shannon, does Lamar make the Ravens the runaway favorites to win the Super Bowl?
No, but I think they do deserve to be the favorite, considering that they beat some of the top teams. They beat, especially in the AFC, they've beaten New England. They've beaten the Texans. They lost to, ironically, they lost to Kansas City in Kansas City, but Kansas City would have to come to them. They've beaten the 49ers in the NFC, Skip. They've beaten the Seattle. I think they definitely deserve to be the favorite, but not the runaway, because we've seen the 49ers play them head-to-head in their field. Obviously, it was the conditions, but the conditions were what they were for both teams. It was a 20 held them to 20 points. Right. So the Saints can put points on the board. The question is that I believe for you to beat the Ravens, you're going to probably have to get to probably 30, 31 points. But you're going to have to, hopefully get a turnover, because what the Ravens can do, Skip, when you can run the ball for 200 yards, they're going to minimize your chances of putting points on the board. That's what they do. They hog the ball. Last night, I think the Jets got them because they scored so quick. I mean, you think of a running team, and then 5 plays there in the end zone, 7 plays there in the end zone. You think a running team, Skip, you think it 12, 14, 16 play drives. They can do that, but they also got big play potential, hence Seth Roberts over the top, Hollywood Brown over the top. He missed a very easy throw, could have had like a big, long touchdown to the big tight end, Andrews.
He did.
But, Skip, no. Should they be the favorite? Yes. Runaway, lock, stock, and barrel? No, because I believe there are 2 teams. I believe the Saints and the 49ers can play them close. And then in the AFC, yeah, I think the Kansas City Chiefs would be tough for them no matter where they play, especially if it's in Baltimore. I still believe the Chiefs will cause them a problem.
So, I hate to admit this publicly, but right now I see a runaway favorite.
A runaway?
The great thing about your sport of football, especially pro football, that I love the most is it's such a team game. There are 53 men on this team, 53. But every once in a while, out of nowhere, the 53 can unite and ignite. And it's almost magical, inexplicable how it happens. And it's this contagious chemistry, camaraderie, and I'm seeing it spilling all over these Ravens right now. Because you brought it up, just how much fun they're having. It's coming so easy for them, and they love their young quarterback. And they're playing hard for him. They're making plays for him because he's making a whole lot of plays for them.
Correct.
And they're just feeding off each other. And I saw a Pro Football Focus piece the other day that said the defense is revolutionizing the way you play defense, because they lost their best pass rushers, obviously.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, it's the back 7 that is dominating as opposed to the front 4. But they blitz like crazy. Wink Martindale's got them flying.
Because think about it, Skip, they lost Zendarius Smith and they lost Suggs.
And they lost Suggs.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
But they knew, I mean, they couldn't.
Stalwart pass rushers.
Yes.
They were your building block pass rushers.
Yes.
So you'd say, uh-oh, now what? Guess what? And I'm not the biggest Marcus Peters fan, but he will make key plays, and he is fitting into that secondary.
He make a play. Because he thought he had a pick last night. But Skip, here's the thing. With the way he plays football, you got to be careful in the playoffs, because you go for a pick and the guy catches it. And you see what happened. He tight ropes. Now, he ran out of room, but he almost went to the distance on that. And that's what he's a feast of famine corner. And it's good when he's feasting, because he'll make you pay. Ask Russell Wilson. He's caught a couple of guys sleeping on him. But that style scares me in the playoffs, Skip, because it's one game. It's not like baseball or basketball where you got to beat me 4 times. It's one game. And we've seen a funny bounce here or there.
I got it. Well, it brings me back to my Super Bowl pick, which was Patriots. Now, it's pretty clear the Patriots are going to have to go through Baltimore again. They went there on a Sunday night, and they basically got their doors blown off, right?
They did.
and it was 37-20, and Lamar was great. He's the brighter the lights, prime time, boy, he is really good.
He is.
Absolutely.
So can I make any case right here, right now, that the Patriots could go to Baltimore and pull off what I would consider right now a huge upset? Wouldn't you call that a huge upset?
Would you say it would be bigger than what they did against Kansas City last year?
Yes,
Okay.
I would.
Okay.
And I know Patrick Mahomes was the runaway MVP last year, but
Got another one.
okay, they had played him and beaten him
Right.
at home, and they had outscored him at home.
Right.
So I think they had some confidence
Right.
we can move the ball
Right.
on that defense. I don't know if they have any confidence against this defense. And furthermore, and worse, I'm not sure Belichick has a whole lot of confidence that you can slow down that juggernaut.
It would be very interesting to see how he plays, because if you remember, Skip, when they played the first time on the Sunday night, they played a lot of cover two. They played a lot of zone coverages. Then they show back up in Kansas City, and all they play is man.
They did.
They played man. They played zero coverage.
Yep.
And it took a half for them to realize, you do know they're playing straight man coverage. They're playing zero coverage, and they're bringing people down. So Andy picked up on it. But, Skip, I would never play zero coverage against this kid. Because if you miss him, it's over. Your guys are running with their backs to him. And so by the time they realize you say turn around, he's 25 yards deep. And good luck tackling him with a wide open field. I don't care who your DBs are. In a wide open field, they're not going to tackle him, Skip, one-on-one.
So is it possible the genius Bill Belichick kept most of his stuff under wraps?
Maybe.
On that Sunday night at Baltimore, was he already gauging, looking ahead, thinking we're going to have to come back here and beat them because we're not going to be able to outplay them?
I don't think, I do think he thought they would probably have to see them again. I don't know if he thought they would probably have to go back there, considering that, like, hey, we got the Cowboys. We feel we can beat them.
Yep.
The Houston Texans.
I think they thought they could win there.
Right,
Yep.
because they own the Texans.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, now it seems...
I think they thought they could beat Mahomes at Foxborough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again.
But it seems like now all the Ravens have to do is win one of the last two games, and they have home field advantage throughout the entirety of the playoffs.
Right.
So we'll see. I mean, everybody say, but Skip, the thing is, you don't do what they can do in basketball. Load man, we gonna get up for the playoff. That ain't what you do. You play, you put your best foot forward. But you said something very interesting about how the team galvanized. And you, Skip, having been in locker rooms that's won championships, the team is really close. We did things together. We go to the movies. Yeah. I mean, it would be 5, 6 o'clock at night. And guys like, man, you're going to get me divorced. We're playing cards. We're doing things as a team. With the same thing when I went to Baltimore. We did things as a team together. We'd go over to Ray's house. We laugh. His mom would cook, and we do things like that. So the team got really close. That's a really close team.
It's happening.
You can see it.
Yes.
Right before your very eyes.
Yes.
So my bottom line to this is I can only see one team beating this team in the playoffs, and that includes the Super Bowl, and that's New England, just because they have a history of figuring it out. I just don't know if they have the pieces to figure it out with. But I don't think San Francisco or New Orleans can beat this team in the Super Bowl. Wow. I just don't.
Yeah, it's going to be tough on the new. But the thing, because the thing is, what they can do to Drew Brees is they can limit his possessions.
Yeah.
They can hold the ball for 34, 35 minutes, and I don't know. And when you hold the ball that long, Skip, you have to take unnecessary risk because you don't know how many opportunities you're going to get to come back. The question is for the Patriots, can they hold them to less than 20-plus points, Skip? Because that's the thing, because they're going to move the ball, they're going to score. Do you believe that Tom Brady can, in Baltimore, go score 30? With what he has right now, Skip, because Gronk ain't coming.
I can't see it.
Because that's what it's going to have to be. Either the defense hold him in check or Tom Brady wins a shootout. And I just don't know if he can win a shootout with what he has.
I would agree with that. To your initial point, I think the only way that you're going to beat Baltimore at Baltimore is Baltimore is going to have to beat itself.
Yeah.
They're just going to have to self-destruct. They're going to have to turn it over however it happens.
They do a great job.
Bad game.
You think about it, Skip, as much as they run the football, they don't put it on the ground.
They do not.
And think all that, Lamar is in the belly and, you don't know where I keep it.
It amazes me with his decision-making, his poise, and how careful he is with the football. He protects the football in high-risk situations. Right. I don't know how they do it, but he's doing it at the highest level.
You better hope for some bad weather. Maybe you get 40. Maybe you get the wind that you had in Buffalo with the rainstorm that you got against San Francisco. And you make it a neutral playing field, and you hope you get some turnovers here or there. But other than that, man, they're tough out. They're tough out.
It feels like it's a Ravens kind of year.
Something is